What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Sold Out. On today's episode, we have the third iteration of Trae Young sneaker. This is the Trae Young 3. You guys can see the box, kind of just a plain Adidas box, nothing special. Let's hop right into the review. So jumping right into it, we are going to get a weight on the sneaker. They said this is the most advanced tech Adidas has, I guess, apparently. I'm not sure how, in what kind of way this is like their best advanced tech that they have. But it's definitely not the lightest shoe. I'm going to say it's about 14. Might be a little bit over, a little bit under, give or take a little bit. But it just feels bottom heavy. Like, you could tell this like that. They got this from the Adidas 22, I think it's called. That kind of structure you guys can see right there. But I'm going to say this is about 14.1, 13.7. So it's not the lightest shoe in history or anything like that, so it's not really groundbreaking or anything like that far as it goes when it comes to weight. It's nothing like a serious player only, a Kobe, a Way of Weight, or anything like that. So right off the bat, there was a few things I loved about this shoe, but there was also a few things that kind of bugged me about this shoe. I enjoyed the Trae Young 1. The Trae Young 2 was atrocious. It happens in lineups. Like, not every sneaker your favorite player or one of your favorite top players in the NBA is going to drop a sneaker and it's just going to be fire. A lot of people didn't like the Zion 2. It wasn't my favorite shoe, but I love the Zion 1. So there's going to be hits and misses along the way when you're creating a sneaker line like the Trae Young 3 or the Zion line, stuff like that. So as far as I'm concerned, the 2 was definitely a miss. Now down onto this sneaker, working our way from the top down to the bottom. Heel slip-in comfort. It looks to be really thin right there, but that's not even touching your foot or your ankle at all. There's that padding inside that right here. It's very thick on the inside. Now, one thing I will say, the lockdown was great. One thing I disliked about it, and I will share the pictures. I just took them inside when I had them on foot. This doesn't close all the way. Like, these right here, these Currys, like, they have this right here, and it feels like not snug like a sock, but it like tightens up. Now, this doesn't do that. This kind of stayed open, and I could fit like 2 fingers in there and feel it. Now, it wasn't the padding. It was this like outer shell around the padding. So you're still in there. You're locked down. You're snug. There's no slippage. Heel slip-in comfort felt okay, but it just looks weird when you're looking down and you can kind of see your sneaker like opened up a little bit on the side. This side wasn't like that. I'll share that picture as well. But for the most part, heel lockdown, heel slip-in comfort. It felt great on foot. I had no issues with that, but that one little thing. That's just a gripe because I just wanted to look down and see it kind of conform to your ankle. You know what I mean? Not where it rubs, but where it at least is tight and it doesn't look like it's messed up or something like that. Now, down on the laces. Laces were pretty decent. No issues with the laces. Like, put some logos on these laces, though, or something. They just kind of look like you bought them off Wish or Temu or something like that. They're not cheap laces like that or anything, but, you know, just put a little bit more effort into it. If you're going to raise a price on sneakers, I say you kind of add like a special touch to it. If you're claiming this is your claim to fame, top tech that Adidas has to offer, I would at least put in like subtle little hints that, hey, we're trying to make a better sneaker and not just keep a lot of it like plain. So now down onto the tongue. The tongue was okay. It had porting, which obviously if you guys watch the channel, you know I love it. It does kind of have the straps in there for a half booty like connection, but you can feel that kind of squeeze on your foot a little bit. It doesn't rub or chafe or anything like that, so it doesn't give you really any pain. But if you wear low socks, you do not want to get this sneaker, and that's because this right here is just going to sit right on your bone, like, or right on your shin, and just kind of rub back and forth. It is very uncomfortable. I wear low socks, not low socks, but they're at least ankle socks, you know, like one step up from like being no-shows type stuff. So if you guys wear low socks, I'd probably say skip on this if that's all you wear. If you're cool with wearing long socks, you'll have no issues with the tongue on the Trae Young, and it actually doesn't feel too bad. It conforms to foot. But like I said, just on that half booty upper that comes and connects the tongue to the sneaker, you do feel like a little bit of tightness on there, but it doesn't chafe or rub or anything like that. You could just kind of feel that pressure. So far as Adidas saying this is their best tech that they have to offer, I just kind of disagree. I really wasn't impressed with a lot on the sneaker. The materials, they almost felt kind of just cheap, just kind of the same thing as the Trae Young 2. You kind of hear the hardness. Like, it isn't very comfortable. It isn't like sock-like. It doesn't have a really good padding underneath it. If they would have put a good padding underneath this shoe would have felt great. If they would have just did it through the whole thing, it would have felt awesome on foot. The materials aren't the hottest materials, but they still, your foot will get hot. After about an hour, mine got hot, but it doesn't get too bad because of that porting in the tongue and stuff like that. So at the end of the day, breathability isn't that bad, but the materials on these are just cheap. Like, I don't know what the deal is with Adidas. Like, if you're claiming that this is the best tech, I don't know where they claim that at as far as like traction, cushioning. I'm gonna imagine it can't be with materials. Like, these materials just don't feel great on foot. My issue with the 2, it kind of felt like cardboard in the toe box. This kind of the same way, a little bit softer, but I mean, you could see this cheap synthetic hits, stuff like that. And I'm not being a hater right now. Trae Young is one of my favorite players. He's one of my son's favorite players. Both my sons like Trae Young. We're big Trae Young fans. It's just, I'm not going to get on here and lie and say the sneaker's fire when it really isn't to me at the end of the day. Like, we subscribe to Trae Young on League Pass just so we can watch every game that he plays. Like, that's the kind of fans we are. And so I just want you guys to know I'm not being a hater, but this just didn't feel like the greatest sneaker on foot. Like, the KD 16s I just put on, them felt great. Just tried these out this morning, the Curry 4 Flotros. Them felt great on foot. These just kind of feel cheap on foot, and just really wasn't a huge fan of the upper on the sneaker very much at all. But as far as stability and lockdown on the sneaker, it did feel good. You felt safe, secure in this. You could make any movements that you wanted. No issues with that. So it's not like cheap to where you're just going to rip out of it. It just feels cheap. It does not feel great on foot. So not being a hater, I'm just trying to keep it 100 with you guys. It just doesn't feel the best on foot. If you guys disagree, let me know down in the comments. I appreciate any insight you guys have, and maybe you could change my mind. But as of right now, I played in this several times, and I'm just not the biggest fan. Now, down onto something I was a big fan of is this silhouette they used for the cushioning on the bottom. And I don't know why they're saying Boost is in this sneaker. Boost is not in this sneaker. You can't really even see any pods or pucks or anything. Usually they had the puck in the Trae Young 1 and the Trae Young 2. I guess this is Trae Young foam, Trae Young 3 foam, like designed specifically for Trae Young. And the cushion did feel good. I had no issues with the cushion. The cushion felt great on foot. You got super responsive forefoot. This back here, heel impact protection, felt great on foot. I mean, the foam is kind of soft. I don't know how the 22 slides feel, but if they're like this, I might cop a pair. You know, because this foam does feel very soft on foot, and I really enjoyed playing in it. So as far as the cushioning goes, guys, the cushioning was a banger. So yeah, at the end of the day, I enjoyed the Trae Young 3 foam, and I enjoyed the cushioning on that. Now, down into my favorite part about this sneaker, it's going to be the traction. The traction looks funky. It's weird. There's a tons of indents. When you look at it, it almost don't look like it's safe to play in, because what if that area, that sneaker doesn't touch the ground and you slide out or something like that? But that wasn't the case in this. The rubber is so soft, you cannot play with this sneaker outside. If you play with this sneaker outside, you're getting in like 3 runs outside and you're done. This rubber is so freaking soft. If you guys can hear it. But yeah, it is so soft. You can stop on a dime. I had no issues with traction. It was definitely top tier traction. I was on a cleaner gym. That's all going to change now that school's back and the kids are going to be in the gym. So future reviews coming up, might be a little bit more dustier floor. We might get a better reading on traction and see what I like better on a dusty setting. But for the most part, like the last 4 or 5 videos, it's been a super clean gym. So if you're playing with the last few sneakers that I had in the videos on a clean floor, you're going to get top tier traction. They've been great. And obviously this one behind me, the Curry 4s, is top tier as well. It is flow, and they did do a little bit something different with the traction on it. So we'll kind of compare from the 8s to the 4s, is kind of what they switched up just a little bit, and I'm glad they're kind of switching it up. They need to put some damn color on it though. But anyways, that's a different review. So as far as recommendations, yeah, it's a decent shoe. It's not something I'd run out and buy another pair of by any means at all, but if you're a big Trae Young fan and you want to hoop in Trae Young shoes, go out and cop them. I mean, you're not going to be mad. Like I said, you're going to get great cushioning, great traction. A lot of us love that. That's like the top things we love. Some people don't need the most comfortable upper. That's just my preference. I like to have a nice comfort ride when I'm out playing basketball. Something, you know, serious player onlys, Currys were comfortable. All these sneakers you see behind me were comfortable on foot. Even the Kyrie Infinities, all comfortable on foot. They felt great. I had no issues with them. It just doesn't feel the most comfortable. You will have to break it in. You guys can you know, that's super stiff. So for the most part, you probably will have to break it in. Do not wear the sneaker outside. Like I said before, do not wear it outside. It will get chewed through. Do not waste your money. Do not waste your parents' money on playing with this sneaker outside. So guys, this is my rundown of the Trae Young 3. If you like this video, you already know what to do. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and we'll catch you on the next episode of Sold Out. Peace.